So homeowners and customers in general are never looking for the lowest price. They're looking for the greatest value. And value is where your deliverables and what they're getting for it exceed what they're paying for it. So, I could say, hey, is $20,000 a lot? And you could say, oh yeah, $20,000 is a lot. And I said, what if it's for a brand new Ferrari? Oh, okay, $20,000, not that much. Okay, is $2 million a lot? Well, it sounds like a lot. What if you're paying $2 million, but you're buying a mansion worth, $48 million? Okay, well, $2 million isn't a lot, right? So it's all relative. What are you buying and what are you getting?
When your leads are low and your sales are slow, who you gonna call? Brushbuster. Scaling up the game, big projects, friend. Who you gonna trust? Brushbusters. We write your letters every day, help you find a way. Brushbusters. We ain't afraid of no goal. We ain't afraid of no woe. Brushbusters.
What's up, everyone? Mike or Hickman here, founder of paintergrowth.com, and you're listening to a Brushbusters episode of the Painter Growth Podcast. Except, and this is a big except today, I'm all alone. No Brushbusters today, just a Brushbuster. Just gonna have to deal with me. So I hope that's okay. I do love having the other coaches on, but anyway, just to give you guys a quick update, over the last 2 days, actually 4 days or so, I was in Vegas attending Alex Hormozy's in-person mastermind. And it was awesome. Sorry, I just heard my dog fall down the stairs. He's okay though. I think he's big. Anyway, it was at Hormozy's in-person mastermind in Vegas at his acquisition.com headquarters. And it was awesome. I didn't really get to, he doesn't do a meet and greet really, or let you take selfies. Cause I think that if he took selfies with people, then he would, everyone who took a selfie with him would use them for ads, which I absolutely would. If I got a selfie with Alex, I would definitely use them for ads. But anyway, here's me take a picture of him standing on stage, front row there. Little event, that's probably 50 of us or 60 or something like that. And then Layla did a little bit of a talk too. I don't know if anyone knows Layla, but anyway, she was there. So I was there nice and close too. So that was pretty cool. Learned a lot, got a few big takeaways. I will be sharing them with you guys at one point. Oh yeah, that was cool too. They had a coffee little laser thing and they put the acquisition.com logo on the coffee. Anyway, if you're looking at the video, you got to see it. But anyway, that was really cool. Got some big takeaways. Jesse, another coach here, and we went together, and there we are. You can kind of see us having dinner, nice restaurant in Vegas. And we got some big takeaways. We're going to be bringing the Painter Growth and the community and the program and the marketing and all this stuff, all designed to help provide more value and grow everyone's businesses who's listening, our clients' businesses, and ultimately, hopefully my business too. So that would be great. Anyway, on to the Brushbusters. Letters from listeners. And we've got 4 today we're going to go through. Would have been a lot more fun to do it with someone else. I always like having fun with other people, but you get me. So let's get into it. Number 1, hiring marketers. Hey, Brushbusters, I'm a huge fan. Oh, also, if you want to submit a question, you have a question about your business, just in the description of this podcast, you can click the form and submit a question. Would love to get your question and get it featured on the next Brushbuster episode. Anyway, I'm a huge fan of your podcast, learned a ton from your episodes. Thank you very much. I'm facing a challenge that I hope you can help me with, hiring a marketing expert. I know marketing is crucial for growing my painting business, but finding the right person has been tough. What qualities should I look for, and how can I ensure they align with my business goals? Any advice you can share would be greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance for your help. Okay, so I don't love this question because it lacks clarity. So whenever you're going to be faced with making a hire, If you want to hire anyone, you need to know what the outcome you want to achieve by hiring this person. So when I hear marketing expert, I'm not given a lot of information there. Do you want this person to be generating leads? Do you want them to be doing online marketing? Do you want them to be going door to door for you? Do you want them to be calling strategic partners? What do you want them to be? Do you want them to be doing social media? Right. So we need to first determine what type of marketing activities we want to target. We want to utilize in our business. Are they going to be online marketing, offline marketing, in-person stuff, virtual, etc.? Lead gen, nurturing, social media, brand building, reviews. There's so much to marketing. Like, it's really hard just to find one person who's an expert at all of that. So step one, don't know your name, I'm gonna call you Sam. Step one, Sam, is to really think about what you want. What is the outcome that you want, and what's the skill set that this person has? So I'll go through a few of them. So number one, marketing expert. If you're a small business, the main thing that you're probably wanting is like the highest return on investment in terms of bookings. So how many leads, how many estimates, and how many book jobs ultimately can this marketing person generate for you? Okay, so there's our outcome. Now we want to determine what media they're going to be using. So in any marketing message, in any marketing execution at all, we call it like the marketing triangle. So we have market, we have media, and then we have message. So market, media, and message. Now market is like physically, where is the marketing? Is it on Facebook ads? Is it in flyers? Is it door hangers? Is it door to door? Where is the marketing? That's your market. Or sorry, that's your media. Then you have your market. Who are you targeting? What are the people like? What's their avatar? What's their pain point? What's their problem? That's the market. And then you have market, media, and then message. So what are the words that you're using to target that person? What's the offer? What's the value proposition, etc. So no matter where you market, you're going to be using those three things, whether you know it or not: market, media, and message. Now, marketing mix or marketing triangle, there's a ton of literature on that online. Now, what you can do, the next step is to figure out what the ideal marketing mix is going to be for you, and then who the best person is to execute on that for you. So if you really want to get into Facebook, you're really going to want to find a Facebook marketing expert, someone who knows how to use Facebook effectively. For small businesses, if you're doing 20, 30K a month or more, it's probably valuable to look into an agency. Now, we have a number of agencies that we do recommend for Facebook ads. If you want to know, who we recommend, it really depends on your business and your size and things like that. Shoot me a comment below this podcast with your revenue and that you're looking for Facebook ads, and I'll get you a marketing agency. But before that, I would recommend understanding how to do it yourself. So we do have Facebook ads training. We teach our clients how to use Facebook on their own, so that they can at least understand it before they bring on a agency. Okay. Now, if you're a little bit of a bigger business, I'm going to keep moving this question down a little bit more. If you're a little bit of a bigger business and you're looking to hire an in-house marketing person, so someone full-time in your business to do marketing for you, this is a different question, right? We want someone who's kind of like a full stack marketer who can do our Facebook ads, who can do our social media, who can do our performance marketing, who can do, flyer design and things like that. And you're going to need more of a Swiss Army knife. And you have a choice. You can either hire locally or you can hire overseas. Now, if you're hiring overseas, someone from like South America or the Philippines or something like that, you're going to be able to get a cost savings, but you are going to have to do more of the training up front. So if you already know basically what you want done and you're able to train someone on that, then it's going to be a little bit, more affordable to hire someone like that. But if you want someone who's already like fully loaded with all of the skills that you need or that you want, you're going to ideally hire locally, and it's going to be more expensive, maybe between 60 and 80K a year for someone full-time like that. Now, it's really important to make sure when you're talking about what qualities you should look for and how can you ensure they align with your business goals, is that when you're interviewing them and when you're hiring them and when you're training them, you have a scorecard that you're evaluating them on. And that scorecard, the metrics on that scorecard need to be in line with the business goals that you want to achieve through this person. So if you want to get a 10-to-1 return on your investment on marketing, then you want to book $10 for every $1 that you spend. So if you spend 60K per year on this person marketing, and then they're spending another 60K per year on ads, so that's 120K a year per total. Hopefully, they can book you through their marketing efforts $1.2 million per year, at least. So work backwards. What are the KPIs? How many leads per month? How many estimates per month? How many book jobs per month? How much revenue per month do they need to book, or does the company need to book rather through their marketing efforts in order to accomplish that? Now, when you say how can you ensure that they align with your business goals, having a scorecard like that will align it. And you should also make sure that you know what your business's values are. You know what your values are, you know what your North Star is, you know what you're trying to do, so that you can explain those values and rank that person against your values. So what do you believe in? Are you a family first place? Are you profit? Like there's a lot of different values that companies can have. Make sure that you know what your values are, make sure you know what you stand for, and then that's going to help you attract the right people that most align with your business. And then what quality should I look for? I'm a big believer in past performance will be indicative of future performance. So look at how they've done in the past, ask for a portfolio, ask for references. And if you have a fundamental understanding of how these marketing things are done, then you can ask them from your own experience, how it works. So it's like, hey, can you explain to me how you would set up Facebook ads, or what would be your targeting mechanism or targeting goals if you were to set up a Facebook ad? Would you use would you use a lead form, or would you use a conversion ad? If you were to set up a conversion ad, how would you want that structured? Can you explain a CTA to me? Things like that. What types of results have you gotten on previous marketing campaigns? Essentially just making sure that they're qualified and they are who they say they are. Cool. So, I think that's it for now. I think that's where I'm going to stop on that question. We can hop into the next question, but this would be the point where I would probably ask the other brush buster, the other coach, what they thought. But since they're not here and it's just us, we're going to keep moving. Hopefully that's helpful. Cool. Implementing piece rate. Hey, brush busters. I'm currently considering implementing a piece rate system for my painting crew instead of paying hourly. I've heard both positive and negative things about it. I'm not sure if it's the right move for my business. How can I implement this successfully? Any insights you can share would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for all you do, Carlos from El Paso. All right. I love this. Piece rate is so important and so valuable. Some sort of, at the end of the day, some sort of bonus structure is vital in terms of maximizing productivity of your painters. So yes, 100% work on a piece rate system. I'll walk you through a few models here today. So first objection that I get a lot of the time for some of you who maybe are thinking, you know what, piece rate, okay, every time I try piece rate, quality goes down the toilet, right? Because painters are just rushing through. Now, that's typically because it's been set up wrong. Expectations are set wrong. So we need to set expectations right. Now, how are we going to do that? Well, we need to align incentive with outcome. So when you're producing, there's two main things that have to happen. Number one, it has to happen fast. And number two, it has to happen at a high level of quality. So both of those aspects need to be compensated. And ownership of the job needs to be assigned to the painters who are on piece rate. So if you're ever going up and you're doing touch-ups for your painting crew who are already onto the next job because they're cruising through on piece rate, then you're doing it all wrong. The painters who are on the job need to be responsible for the touch-ups. So if it's a 100-hour job and they get it done in 80 hours, then congrats, they just made $100 worth of payment, worth of comp. So if they're making $25 an hour divided by 8 times 10, then they made $31.25 an hour for that project, which is great, But Mrs. Mary Jones calls us back and she says there's some touch-ups that need to be done. Or when you're going doing the walkthrough with a homeowner, there's some touch-ups. So what do? Do you pay the painters to go back and pay them additional money to go back? Or do you do the touch-ups yourself? Or number 3, do you make the painters go back on their own dollar with no additional payment because they're responsible for closing out that job? Yes, you're right. That's the right answer. Number 3, setting the expectation with the painter that they own that job from start to finish in order for them to benefit of the upside of piece rate is so important. So what we do is we have our painters or the job site manager or crew lead or foreman or whatever you want to call it. You have that person do the walkthrough with the homeowner at the start and at the end, and have them get the homeowner to sign off on the job that's complete. Now you can either have the homeowner the crew lead pick up the check, or if you still want that level of control, you can come back and pick up the check, do the payment, whatever. I would recommend having a way where you don't have to go back to the job at the end to close it out. If they can already close it out, they can get it signed off on, then they should be able to do it. One way I've seen, if you don't have like the payment infrastructure for that, or you don't want your painters to do that, your painter can call you or call the office, and then you can just process the homeowner's payment over the phone. I've seen that happen. It's like, oh, okay, the total payment's going to be $8,000 today. How would you like to handle that? Okay, credit card. Cool. Well, let me just call into the office and we're going to handle the payment. All right. Do you have your credit card? All right. The home painter or the crew lead takes that credit card, gives you the number over the phone, and you process the payment right there, and then keeps it all fine and dandy. Anyway, so if you want to go bonus rate, I could talk on for hours on this, but if you're talking, there's two main ways to do this. So if it's a 1099, a subcontractor versus an employee, W-2, there's one main difference, right? Everyone here listening to this has used subs. How we typically use subs is we give them the job and say, hey, this job is worth this many dollars. All right. It's you get 50% of the job. It's a $10,000 job. I'm going to give you $5,000 to complete this project. Cool. That's essentially piece rate, right? You're going to give them $5,000 regardless of how fast they finish it. Now, in-house painters, W-2s, you can treat the same way with one very special difference, very important, significant difference. And that is that you don't present the job to them in terms of total hours, or sorry, total dollars. You don't say it's a $5,000 job. You say you present it in hours. All right, this job is a 100-hour job, right? Okay, it's a 100-hour job. Have an agreed upon minimum rate. So if they miss budget, so say they make $25 an hour. All right, guys, if you miss budget, we're going to just pay you $20 an hour, $18 an hour until you get it done. But if you go under budget, you beat the budget, you can make a ton of money, unlimited ceiling, right? But you have to have an agreed upon minimum that you can hit, or that the minimum they would make per hour if they completely miss the budget. And then you want to use each one of those as a learning experience as to why did you miss the budget? Was it the estimate? Was it the job? Was it you guys? Was there something else that happened? Was it scope creep or whatever? But by presenting it with the way that in-house painters think and employees think is in an hourly rate. So if you go, hey, this is a 100-hour job or 80-hour job. Sorry, this is a 100-hour job. And you guys got it done in 80 hours. You don't just say, hey, great, you made 100 hours. Now's when you convert it into their hourly rate. So congrats, guys. On this job, you made $31 an hour. How does that feel? Awesome. Cool. Let's get to the next job. Let's see if we can do that again. And by taking every job and breaking it down to them like that, they're really going to be able to see the value in the project and want to earn more per hour. And that's what motivates them. And if you combine that with having them close up every job and own the walkthrough with the homeowner, then you're going to be covered on the speed side and on the quality side. You'll need a few tools as well to make this happen, right? I have a piece rate calculator that y'all can download. And then I also have a piece rate. What else? What's the other thing that I have? I have a piece rate calculator. And then I have an estimate sheet that will break down into a job cost card. Not a job cost card. We call it a go sheet. So a go sheet breaks down exactly how many hours each part of the job is for. So how many is the bedroom? How many is the trim? How many hours is the ceilings? And then you can break that down and make hourly goals. So I don't have that set up yet, but I'm going to try to get a piece rate mini course. I'm actually just going to write that down. I'm working on some other mini courses right now. Let's get a piece rate mini course though. Piece rate mini course going. And then as soon as I get that going, I'll put the links to some of these resources just below. And then when I get this piece rate mini course, I will put that in the description and send it out or whatever. You can request it. Let me know if you want it. All righty, moving on. Franchise or independent, a painting business dilemma. I'm currently at a crossroads, could use your expertise. I've been dreaming of starting my own painting company for some time. However, considering joining a franchise, I'm not sure which path would be best for me. What are the pros and cons of each option? Any insight or experiences you can share would be greatly appreciated. Cool. All right, great question. I have a lot of thoughts on this. So number one, there's some franchisors out there who do a wonderful job. There's also some who do not do a wonderful job. Now, being the owner of a business coaching, training, mentorship, painter growth school, basically is what it is, teaching a business school for painters. We've seen over 600 painters come through, including franchisees from every single major franchise. When I say every single major franchise, I mean every single one. You think of it, you name it, we've worked with them. So from that perspective, we know which ones are good and which ones are not. And I am not going to name and shame anyone on this, but what I can promise you is that you don't need a franchise to be successful. What I would recommend first is before joining a franchise, check out what we have at Painter Growth. It's 10% the price of joining a franchise. And we really feel like we have a lot of the resources that a franchisor provides. In fact, we've even had franchises, multiple, 2 or 3 at this point, ask us to license our content and training because we do a really, really good job, right? So, think of a franchise. They may have worked with 20 to 50 painters from all over the place. They charge 50 to 100K to buy a franchise. And we've worked with over 600. So we have a lot more experience. We do it for way, way, way cheaper. And I think we do a better job. So if you're looking for that, if you're looking for support, you're trying to figure out which way to go. If you want to start your business with a franchise or be independent, try out, just book a call with my team. Again, link will be below. And I think that you can do it without paying the 50K, 100K to get buy-in. You can be successful without that. So that's where I'm going to go with that. All right. Last question today. Facing a bit of a roadblock, could use your advice. I recently provided a quote for a job, and after a thorough follow-up, the client came back with a price objection. All right. I did a great job with estimate, but they're coming in 1K higher in the competition. The problem is I can't afford to lower my price without cutting corners. I want to land this job, but I also need to protect my profit margins. Any advice on how to respond to this price objection while maintaining my bottom line? This is great. Great question. Price objection, obviously the number one objection that we get as salespeople trying to book work. And oftentimes it's not a price objection, but it's a value objection. So homeowners and customers in general are never looking for the lowest price. They're looking for the greatest value. And value is where your deliverables and what they're getting for it exceed what they're paying for it. So, I could say, hey, is $20,000 a lot? And you could say, oh yeah, $20,000 is a lot. And I said, what if it's for a brand new Ferrari? Okay, $20,000, not that much. Okay, is $2 million a lot? Well, it sounds like a lot. What if you're paying $2 million, but you're buying a mansion worth, $48 million? Okay, well, $2 million isn't a lot, right? So it's all relative. What are you buying and what are you getting? Now, in this case, we have someone coming in $1,000. You're coming in $1,000 higher in the competition. The problem with price matching, you said that you're not price matching, but the problem with price matching is it apples to apples? What type of product are they using? What type of labor are they using? What type of service are they providing? Are they doing the trim? Are they doing 2 coats? Are they, using the proper plastic and paper to cover all the flooring and furniture? You don't know what you're getting. It's almost impossible to compare apples to apples. Now, what I like to do when I'm dealing with a price objection with a homeowner like that is we have the 3 variables objection. It's like, okay, Mrs. Jones, totally can see that I understand that you got a lower price. Now, are you happy with the service that I provided you so far? Yes. Do you like the communication that we provided? Yes. Do you like how thorough my quote is? Yeah. Do you like how thorough the proposal is? Yeah. Do you feel like we're going to do a good job? Yeah. All right. So there's only really 3 ways. I've been doing this for a long time, and there's 3 ways that I could offer a lower price. Number 1 is I could cut hours, and I know how many hours this job is going to take. Okay. And if I were to cut hours, that means we would have to speed up and we might do a sloppier job. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to have a rushed job in this beautiful home of yours. Right. So I don't want to cut any hours. Number 2 is I could buy cheaper paint. Right. And I don't think that you want that. Right. Paint is really important for the longevity of your job. And we like to use really good paint. So if you want good paint on your walls, this is the cost of that. I don't think you want cheap paint in this house. And the third is that I could pay my painters less. And you have a beautiful home. And I really don't think that you want underpaid workers walking around your house. I pay my team well because they're really, really good at what they do. And so from everything that I've seen, I don't do you want a rush job, worse quality paint, or underpaid painters in your home? I don't think so. So I'm confident in this price. This price is what I can do your job for at a very, very high level. And you're going to be very happy with that. On top of that, we provide excellent customer service every step of the way. So with all that being said, can we schedule you in? Right? And then you just let them ask any other questions. So hopefully you can avoid getting to that point by having a really great pre-sales process, a really good estimate, really thorough, really like ask them what their needs are, all of their problems and things like that. And I guess that brings me to the sales toolkit. I do have a sales toolkit, and it's great. It's like a mini course. It provides you everything that you need to know on sales. So we're going to put that in the description for you. It's absolutely free, and you can download that and improve your sales and hopefully not get that price objection anymore. Anyway, with just me on the Brush Busters episode, I'm going to cut it a bit short. We got those 4 questions answered. And like I said, if you have any questions that you don't answered on the next Brush Busters episode, then hit me up, put a comment below. The links will be below, all things that we talked about. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
From small to large we grow. It's all about the show. Who you gonna call? Brush busters. Contractors write us tales. Paint dreams that never fails. Brush busters.